Hi everybody, it's Mike Laurendeau from Karen Engineering. I'm the Eastern US and Canada Sales and OEM Manager for Karen. I want to thank you first and foremost for giving me 30 minutes of your time today. I'm here to present Defeating Machining Challenges webinar number 3 with a focus on ToolConnect. The roadmap, really, I'm just going to give you a brief high-level PowerPoint of ToolConnect and its capabilities. Then I'm going to give you an on-machine demo. If I do have time, I want to mention one of our other products called SmartLight. So let's identify some machining challenges. Number 1, creating a tool load and unload procedure that is uniform to eliminate error. Number 2, we want to reduce excessive cycle time from on-machine tool measurement. In addition to that, we also want to eliminate costly errors during setup and optimizing uptime of the machine. 3, tool data management, managing that tool data in and out of a centralized database from the machine. And finally, our current climate. I mentioned this last week. What's next on the horizon with all of COVID-19 happening? Word on the street is reshoring is coming back to the United States. Manufacturing is coming back to the United States. The lowest entry point cost-wise to satisfy orders is for customers to optimize their current equipment. Also, with these customers, did they have to let go of their skilled operators? What's it going to be like backfilling those positions? Relying on technology, intelligent solutions to keep machines up and running and error-proof the process is imperative. I want to introduce the solution. ToolConnect is an RFID tool management and identification system. Really, all ToolConnect does is automate that transfer of data from the presetter to the machine tool controller, utilizing an RFID tag as the data carrier. It simplifies the general process of the loading of the tools in and out of the machine. It's a fully retrofittable system. It can be configured to match existing tool ID formats or set up for any custom design format. Finally, it validates tools. So if the wrong tool is trying to be loaded into the machine, it will be flagged and prevented from going in. It's 100% customizable to fit your needs. So we compile machine info, control info, magazine type, tool load procedure, all these requirements of the customer on the tool load and unload procedure. We compile all this and we create a customized ToolConnect system for them. It's customized, but it's the same UI across all machine types. So now operators don't have to learn how to load tools in different types of machines. So how does it work? First and foremost, you have to implement a tool presetter. Now the tool presetter measures the tool and writes all that data onto the RFID tag. Things like pull stud type, max RPM, tool too large for adjacent tools in the chain. You can get pretty elaborate with the type of information that goes on the tag. Now, once that data is flashed to the tool, the data is stored and it can be read anywhere, any machine. So once that intelligent tool is placed in a custom read station, which is actually designed by us to accept that tool holder and present the RFID tag, the data then can be read by ToolConnect and written to the CNC control automatically. After you're done machining, ToolConnect tracks tools removed and updates tool life information to the tag. So your tool life, your tool wear offsets, the number of tool changes, etc. So if the tool is in use to completion, we can then take the tool out and load it into another machine. If the tool is at end of life, however, you then can take that data and plug that tool back into the presetter where there's an online repository, a database, and extract all that data off the tag. This is Industry 4.0. This is being able to culminate all of that data that you've probably hadn't had the option or access to get before. Here's our simple user interface that allows the operator to view all the tool and process information. Here's an example of some of the things that you can include. Tool picture, ID and description, geometry, the status of the system, if you want to select an ATC location, and other user-defined custom features. Now, I'd like to go into our live demo.
Mic check.
guys get that? Mic, checking the mic. It's a good one. I want to start first by showing you our versatility of where we can mount the tag. In this example of this BT30 tooling, we actually put the 4mm RFID tag directly in the pull stud. In other examples, like this smaller tool, we actually are putting it in the keyway slot here. And yet even a further example of that would be this HSK25 tool, where we actually put the RFID tag underneath the base of that. What I'm trying to show you is that it's a versatile tool. It's a piece of software and hardware solution that is truly customizable to the customer. A more common type of application and scenario would be on a Capto, for example, where the RFID tag goes into a milled out slot that most tool companies already have in there. So the RFID tag is in there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to bring it over to the presetter. We're going to mount it in its position. I'm going to come over to the HMI, click Load, Tool RFID. A wand is going to present itself. It's going to train itself in, read the unique identifier on that particular tag, which is then going to tell the presetter how to measure that particular tool. So it's found the image of the tool. It's going to ask me to clean the tool. Even a dummy can do this, folks. Click OK. And now it's going to rotate the tool. It's going to measure all the flutes, radius, diameters, length. Once that's done, the wand will then come back into place. It will come in, it will flash all of that geometry onto the RFID tag, and now you have an intelligent tool. I now take the tool out and then bring it over to our 3-axis mill. So here we have a tool pot that is customized to actually fit this particular type of tool holder. But I want to show you quickly that we have all different types for the smaller one. So really it's a way to present the RFID tag to the read-write head that's mounted inside the machine. So here I take tool 9. It only goes in one way in order to present that RFID tag. Now I'm loading a tool. On our intelligent HMI screen, I'm going to click Load Tool. It's then going to step by step tell me what I need to do. So here you can see on the HMI a picture of the tool life used of that particular tool, and then the necessary geometry information that is required. Me as an operator, I look at this and say, yep, that all looks good. I click Continue. There's a few things happening. The first is all of that geometry just went into the control instantaneously. Additional to that, the ATC of the machine is actually indexing to the proper tool load position. So now it's telling me that the tool is ready. I take the tool out of the tool pot, I open the door, and I lay it into the ATC. Now the tool has been loaded into the ATC. I click Continue. The transaction is complete. You're off and running, you're machining, you're cutting chips, making money. Now it's time to pull that tool out. Here I'm going to unload the tool. Now first thing I have to do is say identify which tool I need to pull out. I'm going to select tool 9, click Unload Tool. The ATC is going to index to the proper tool load removal. I'm going to pull it out. Close that door. Then push the tool back into the reed pot. That is the one. I'm going to click Continue. We've updated all of the work offsets, the life of the tool. So now a couple of things can happen. If there's still life on the tool, I can go to the next machine, pop it back in there in the same load procedure, and be off and running. Or if it's at end of life, now I'm going to take this tool and I'm going to go back to the presetter, put it into the presetter. It's going to extract all that data off of that RFID tag. And then you as the customer can make some intelligent decisions on what you're doing with the data. How did that tool actually perform? Well, that concludes the live demo of ToolConnect. I'm going to wrap up here by hopping back into my presentation for the conclusion of the presentation. So, I want to quickly discuss some key benefits of the ToolConnect product. It automates the off-machine tool measurement system. It's going to significantly reduce the setup and cycle times. We're going to get rid of the operator data entry errors inherently. We are also automating and confirming the flow of the tool loading to optimize productivity. Now you don't have operators running around trying to find the right tools and get them into the right machines. Finally, we're eliminating the need for a post-processor. So since I have a few more minutes, I also want to mention another product of ours, another solution of ours called SmartLight. The SmartLight is a visual representation of what's happening in your NC program. Instead of a traditional red, yellow, green light, we add additional granularity to your light stack. Now, an operator can view down a row of machines and see where to go next, instead of running around checking control screens. The SmartLight is connected to the control via a CEI interface. Here is an example of our software and configuration screen where custom recipes are created to control the light by calls in the part program. There are multiple color options, 6 standard, plus 1 user-defined color. There are 3 modes that we can select. Up to 5 segments in the segment mode can be indicated different light colors. Additionally, they can be solid, blink, or flash, or a combination of all 3. Run light mode creates a moving segment over a run color in the background, and this is typically used for special indications. End of cycle, probe cycle, change a tool, whatever you need to grab attention. And then finally, cycle status level mode. Here, 1 to 20 lights can be lit in succession to indicate where you are in your part program. So really, it's an intelligent solution that allows you to configure and alert your operators when a machine is stopped or something else is happening. It can be mounted anywhere on the machine. It can replace the existing stack light, or it can be added in addition to it. It has 20 LEDs. It has a annunciator at the top that's programmable to buzz, beep, that kind of thing, really get people's attention. It has 6 different colors, 1 user defined. If you want fuchsia to be your user color, you could do it. I hope you found all this information that I presented today informative and helpful. At this point, I want to mention our next webinar series, series number 4. The series is going to be hosted by me. We're going to discuss how AutoComp software can process data from almost any electronic gauge device and then automatically compensate the CNC. We're going to email the registration info for next week's webinar to everyone on this call before the end of the week. Please be aware you need to register for each week's webinar separately. And finally, this webinar today was recorded and will be posted on our YouTube channel in the not too distant future. So if you find this applicable to other colleagues or customers, you're going to be able to pull it right off our YouTube. So questions or comments, please email marketing@kareneng.com, what you see on the screen. Once again, marketing@kareneng.com. I want to thank you again for your time today. It was truly my pleasure. I hope you have a productive rest of the week. Goodbye.